Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very quick song of the week. My name's Alexandria.
I'm Sydney.
And Sydney, what was your song?
So my song was Sweet Disposition by The Temper Trap. I really like it because it's very coming of age movie. I really like it for the warmer weather.
Yeah.
And it just has really nice lyrics that's very sweet and very little subtle.
Yeah. I chose It Happened Quiet by Aurora. That kind of has a different one. It's very dreamy, like fantasy. It kind of gives like a Coraline vibe to it. I very much enjoyed that song. It's very melancholic, and I really liked yours. It reminded me of U2's I Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For.
Oh, yeah. The band's very similar to U2 and just like that type of vibe. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I liked yours. It reminded me like fantasy movie. I just like songs that make me feel like in a movie.
Yes.
So that's what I was thinking for yours.
Yes, and the chorus of it, or the ending of It Happened Quiet, is Love is Wild.
Yeah.
And that was something that I heard that and I was like, whoa, that kind of hit hard with the context of the song.
Yeah. And I really liked that your song, she switched it up and it was very intricate.
Yeah. Well, I wish we could go on more and more and more about this. I'm sure we could, but we are going to cut over to Hayden Grace's Tyler the Creator recap.
Hello, Jukebox, and welcome back to Hot Takes with Hayden. Hayden Grace, that is. Today, I'll be talking about a highly anticipated topic, at least on my end of things. I've been so excited to make a prereq about this, and today I will be talking about the Tyler the Creator concert that happened on February 8th. So, a couple weeks ago, I had some time to marinate on that a little bit. This will live on in my memory as one of the best concerts I've ever attended. But I just have to preface with saying that this is definitely the most highly anticipated concert that I have ever been to. Obviously, Tyler is known as having this captivating, big stage presence and art in general, so seeing all of this come together on a stage like T-Mobile Center was insane. I've never been so immersed in music at a concert personally, so that's kind of what made it the best for me. Now, I'll start off by kind of talking about the openers. I don't know how everybody else felt about this, or if anybody has seen videos or are fans of these artists, but the openers were Paris, Texas, they're a rap duo, and then Lil Yachty. Everybody knows Lil Yachty, obviously, but honestly, I was a little bit disappointed with the openers. Sue me. If you disagree, that's okay. Maybe it's just because I wasn't familiar with Paris, Texas's work, but I was not, it was a little different to vibe to. Tyler has made some comments on many of his past tours, but also, especially on the Chromacopia tour, about fan energy and interaction in the crowd and kind of how that works. And he has a habit of saying that he hates his fans at these concerts, and I think that a lot of it is a joke, but a lot of it is also valid. Sometimes the pit is not as pit as it should be. Whenever you think of a concert pit, you think of maybe moshing, super big energy, and I honestly didn't see as much of that energy as I thought that I would. Obviously, everybody knew his popular songs, and there was a lot of chanting for certain albums because he had a setup where on his B stage, which was kind of towards the end/middle of the GA, big crowd section, he had a B stage set up with a record player and a catalog full of all of his vinyls, all of the albums, and I thought that was really cool, because we would see him go up at the end of the song that he was playing and kind of shuffle through them a little bit, and you never knew what he was going to pick. And this is where he did a lot of his talking and interacting with the audience, which obviously that's what kind of makes his stage presence so captivating, is he's talking to you, he's interacting with his fans, and he's honest about it. He'll say things like, my real fans can't be here because they didn't have enough money to go to this concert. And, truth like that and transparency in that way is really necessary at concerts like this, whenever it's a big artist with fight to the death battles in the Ticketmaster queue waiting to get these tickets. So I really enjoyed that aspect of, you know, his commentary and everything. He went through Goblin, Cherry Bomb, Igor, obviously. He ended the concert with Flower Boy before he went back to the main stage and played more Chromacopia songs. But I think that he mostly did his past albums on the B stage, and then he performed a lot of Chromacopia on the main stage. My favorite song that he performed from Chromacopia was 100% Balloon, featuring Doechii. If you don't know this song, you need to get on it. If you know Doechii, if you know about her as an artist, then you also know that she's been developing her fame for so long. Though Doechii was not there, let me be clear, her presence was felt in the audience. Her visuals were crazy. Like, she was up there, like, you could just feel it. It was just so, it was amazing. The crowd went crazy for that one, obviously, as they should. But that song definitely had a lot of energy behind it, and the crowd really responded to that, and I thought that that was pretty awesome. One of the things to note about this concert was the merch. If you know about Tyler, you know about Golf Wang and Golf LaFleur, his fashion and all of the things that he makes. That this isn't merch. This is like high quality, beautiful clothing, and examples like this are reasons why Tyler is a top-notch artist for me, because he really does think of ways to be so creative and expand the experience beyond the music. If you get a chance to go see Tyler, you 100% should. I missed his tour whenever he came to Kansas City in like 2022 on the Call Me If You Get Lost tour, so this was a no-brainer for me. I had to go, and it lived up to every bit of the hype that I was looking forward to. So I loved it. I had a great time. Alright, thank you guys for listening to me fangirl about Tyler for however many minutes. I appreciate that greatly. But I'll be throwing it on to the next segment with a...
Just kidding! We're gonna send it on to the next segment that is after me.
Super speedy weekly music event forecast with me, Hayden Grace, who you just watched talk about Tyler the Creator for 6 minutes. So let's go ahead and get into it. First of all, we have the Palestine Benefit Show hosted by Kansas SJP. That is the Kansas Student Justice for Palestine collective. So that will be tomorrow night at the Bottleneck at 8 p.m. That's going to be $10 at the door. We have multiple bands playing at that show, so go ahead, go out and support. Right after that, the following evening, we have a show at the Toll Booth presented by Turnpike. For more information, like address and ticket prices, which are $5, pay what you can at the door, support your local bands, throw in a little extra. Get information for that on Instagram at Turnpike. Right after that, we have MJ Linderman on Monday, March 3rd. That will be at the Bottleneck at 7 p.m. His opener is called Wild Pink. Highly recommend. Amazing artist. Right after that, we have Soccer Mommy. Wednesday, March 12th. That is going to be a showstopper. Love Soccer Mommy. That is going to be at the Truman in Kansas City at 8 p.m. Ticket prices are ranging from $28 at the minimum. And then finally, we have my personal favorite, Flip Turn, over here on March the 18th, Tuesday, March 18th. That is over spring break, so grab some friends, head to the city. That will be at the Truman as well at 8 p.m. Ticket prices are starting at about $35. All of these are super cheap, super accessible to go to, so like I said, grab some friends and support some local music. Thank you all. We're going to send it on to the next segment.
Hello, everybody. Today we're going to be talking about songs with the same title.
Yep.
I'm Katie.
I'm Taylor.
And I'm Alexandria. So, we'll just jump right in. My two songs were both titled Angel. The first one was Shaggy and Ray Vaughn's 2000 song, and it's got a great reggae groove. It's super catchy. Even if you don't recognize the title, you have heard it. The chorus is, "Girl, you're my angel, you're my darling angel." Like, I feel like everybody's heard that song. Really? I'd be surprised. But it's a really, really good one. It's got a really catchy groove. And then the second one is Aerosmith's 1987 Angel, which is a complete shift because it's an emotional power ballad.
that's like a plea for love, essentially. And that one was also, it was really big in the 80s, and I can understand why.
Okay.
Love that.
All right, I'll go on with mine. My 2 songs with the same title. The first one was Smile by Nat King Cole. That came out in 1954, 71 years ago, kind of a throwback. It's a very jazzy vibe. Nat King Cole reminds me of like everything good and sweet in life, and this song is achingly sad. Low-key, I will say that.
It's about smiling, though. You know, you wouldn't think
I
so.
know, and he kind of just says over and over again, smile though your heart is aching, smile even though it's breaking, and it's, oh my god, it's just a little sad. And then my second song with the name Smile was Smile by Lily Allen from 2006. It's a drastically different vibe from Smile by Nat King Cole. It's a breakup song, it's really spunky and upbeat, and she's low-key just being a girl boss the whole song. The music video is awesome, and I love it so much. And it's my go-to aux song for the car if I ever need to impress somebody.
Fire.
Taylor?
Okay, my 2 songs I picked was Bad Girls by Blood Orange. I don't know if you guys know Blood Orange, but I recently just got back in my Blood Orange
I'm gonna
phase.
get into them.
Yeah, Bad Girls, though, is like my favorite by them. It's a very summer song. It's got like shimmery sounds almost to it, and I think from the get-go it just like really grabs you, and I think it has an addicting sound. And one of the lyrics I like is, and I still try to lure you into my own hurricane. That's like the end, and it's
Wow.
really good. And then I low-key forgot about the other song I picked, which was Bad Girls by MIA.
Oh, I
Like
love that
Bad
song.
Girls, you know, like,
Yeah.
and what I have to say about this one is it's a classic song, and we are all just some bad girls, and we all know bad girls do it well, so we might
Live
as
fast,
well
die
be-
young, bad girls do well.
And last time I truly listened to the song, I remember I was on a boat, so my dad was driving the
Wow.
boat, and it was pretty iconic.
That's pretty perfect.
Yeah.
Well, that was our picks, and we are going to go over to what makes a good bar song.
See ya.
Hi Jukebox. Basically wanted to make a segment going over what makes a good bar song. And while there's a bunch of different bars in Lawrence or just anywhere, we can all agree that different bars have different vibes and therefore need like the right kind of music to fit the vibe. And so like at a place that's more chill, you want more chill songs, but at a place like more fun and exciting, you want more like dancing songs and whatnot. And while that's my personally vibe all the time, there are a time and a place for certain songs. So here are those.
What's up, Jukebox? My name is Peyton, and just to preface, I am 22, so I've had a couple of years to experience bar life legally, of course, and I think that makes me a good person to talk about like what songs are good at bars, and it really does depend on like the time, place, and people that you are with.
Okay, so I chose a few different places to like have a diverse range of like bars and stuff. So one of them was what song would be good for free beer Friday at the Bowl, and for that one I chose Borderline by Tame Impala. Like I feel like it fits the like daytime fun happy vibes while still being like a modern, more recent song.
At free beer, I would want to listen to Good Directions by Billy Carrington. Even though I don't typically listen to country, I just think that the vibes and the warmth of being outside and, you know, darting is good for that.
Next is The Boom with the Hawk, and if you've ever been there, you know it's insane and crazy, but I feel like that one's a good like 2000s throwback, or like even, I don't know, yeah, just like some kind of throwback song while still being like very like upbeat, crazy, like club vibes. So for that one I chose WAP by J Dash.
In The Boom, I would want to listen to Heads Will Roll because that's like an EDM song that everybody knows, so everyone would like it.
Another place that does a lot of really good like 2000s throwback songs is Logie's, but for this one I chose Logie's when it's a game day, so it's like the songs in between when the game is playing, and for this one I chose Hurricane by Bridget Mendler because it's a banger, but it's a good throwback song.
Logie's on a game day, I would want to listen to Fiend by Travis Scott because it just like keeps everybody hyped, you know what I mean?
A bar I haven't really been able to figure out much is Louisa's West, and that's probably just because I've only been like twice, but I feel like it's, you know, partially more a towny bar or like a chill bar and stuff, so I chose a song that's more like throwback to like dads a little bit, and for this one I chose Black Hole Sun because also it's like a good like still upbeat song, but like everyone that goes there would probably like it.
If I was at Louisa's West, L-Dubs, and it was a nice day outside, I would want to listen to Paradise City by Guns N' Roses because I would like it, and all the townies, older people would like it too. And I think that would just perfectly fit the vibe.
Okay, anyway, that's our picks, so see you guys next time.
Hey yo, what's up? Today we're gonna be talking about overrated or underrated music trends.
Yes.
Isn't that
very
right?
much so. And we'll get straight to the point.
Yeah,
because
we
we
will.
don't have too much time. We're gonna start off with physical music media, so like vinyls, CDs, etc.
I want to know what you have to say.
I
Overrated
feel
or
like
underrated?
I get the novelty of it, but I feel like it's overrated because, like,
Okay.
you know, it's such an expensive hobby. Like having a vinyl
Yeah,
is such an
I
expensive
agree.
hobby. You got to buy the whole thing and then the other
Right.
thing. And then,
No, I've had this conversation so many times.
Yeah.
Like, I only ever have vinyls because they've been gifted to me.
Yep.
Like, I refuse to buy vinyls myself.
Yeah,
I'll buy CDs because you can usually find them pretty cheap,
for sure.
but that's about it.
That definitely makes more sense. I think
Yeah.
CDs are on the better side of the
Yeah.
thing. But we'll move on to the next one.
Next.
Which will be-
Next, ambient sleeping music. I like to add that Lucas came up with this list. Ambient sleeping music. I don't listen to music when I sleep, but I do love brown noise. Have you ever heard of brown noise?
No, I've heard of white noise.
Okay, you gotta stop with that because I love brown noise. It's a lot more like mute, and there's no music. It's just like sounds.
Okay. I sleep with a fan every night,
Okay,
so
yeah.
that's my function
Similar to that.
of that. But I don't know. I just like that like single note music that you can.
I don't
hear
even think I
sometimes.
know what you're talking about. Like,
Just go on
the-
YouTube and you'll find like 8
It's like
hour
yoga?
long. Yeah, it kind
Okay,
of is.
okay.
But it's not my thing. Kind of
I
stresses me
understand.
out. Kind
I
of makes me feel
understand.
anxious.
I understand.
And next we'll move on to the band Oasis.
The band Oasis.
Yep.
I would like to say I think Champagne Supernova is one of the best songs ever.
Agreed.
If I had to say overrated or underrated, I think I would say among boys ages 15 to 20, really overrated. But if you're a girl, it's cool to listen to them.
I don't have any input on that.
Okay.
But I think that they're okay.
Okay, I agree.
Moving on.
I'm going to say next category, overrated or underrated. People who say they listen to everything except country. I have a bone to pick with these people because pick a personality trait. And also, I don't like Morgan Wallen. I think he's a bad person. And you know what? The best song ever, the best country song ever, Thank God I'm a Country Boy by John Denver. Best song ever, best countryman ever.
Yeah.
And I'll die on that hill. So it's not, is the category overrated? Yes.
Wow, I didn't know she was so passionate. Yeah, I would love to give more, but now we're going to move on with our next segment.
Well, folks, she may not have been memorable for her talents, looks, wit, or literally anything else about her, but by God, she can make a good mac and cheese sometimes, kind of. Usually we would pay our respects, but this idiot died before she learned that boneless wings and chicken nuggets were the exact same thing, so we don't give her any sympathy. Let's say good riddance to bad garbage.
Dude, what the f?
What happened
Do
to
we
being
like
dead?
genuinely have a problem or something?
No,
Why are
I
you
just say
dogging
what
on me
they're
at
all
my
thinking.
I'm gonna be honest, Jukebox. I'm really scared for midterms. It's not even that I'm taking any hard classes or that I'm not studying. I just really don't like taking tests. My body can't tell the difference between being repeatedly kicked in the stomach and taking a test. And so if I genuinely do decide to keel over and die during my JMC 300 midterm, here are the songs that I'd want to be played at my funeral. Okay, number 1, we got a true funeral classic here. No Hands by Roscoe Dash and Walk a Flock of Flame.
Listen to this track.
Okay, you guys may think I'm crazy, but not only is this my roommate's request, but I genuinely don't want my funeral to be a sad event. I want it to be a frat party. When people cry, I cry. And even if I'm dead, I know that if I hear any kind of sob, I'm gonna join along with them. And so I don't want people even thinking about being upset. I want them on the dance floor. I'm talking open bar, dance floor by my casket, and people shaking absolute. If you truly want to honor my death, hit a leg so stanky that it has me rolling over in my grave. Okay, next up, I'm sure you were totally expecting this. Sorry by Justin Bieber, of course. Listen, if I'm truly trying to distract people from not crying at my funeral, I want them to be so kerfunkled and annoyed by the songs that are playing at my funeral that they don't even have a choice but to be absurdly angry And this song truly will make me start screaming in my grave. I'm totally dead. I'm keeled over in a casket. But if I hear this song, I will start going into fits of rage. Okay, number 3, as many of you know, I'm an academic. I like to study and I like to share my knowledge. And so of course I'm going to do that at my own funeral. So I have number 3, McDonald's in the Pentagon by Silly Stu.
There's a McDonald's in the Pentagon. I look at the McDonald's in the Pentagon. Yeah, there's not a bunch of spots for lunch, but it's a killer kickback flipping up the dick.
Now, if you're like me, most of you probably also didn't know that there is a McDonald's in the Pentagon. And I feel like I need to spread this information to as many people as possible, specifically through this song, which in my opinion is one of the greatest pieces of lyrics and music ever made. Most of my family is Filipino and also doesn't speak English, but I hope there's so much genuine confusion that comes from this song that the people that do speak English in my family explain what this song's about, and it spreads the information that there is in fact a McDonald's in the Pentagon like wildfire. Okay, final one. We have like a genuine kind of one. It's Spitting Off the Edge of the World by the Yeah Yeah Yeahs. It has like the vibe that like most like sad funeral songs have, but at the same time, it's ironic because we have this thing in Filipino culture called novenas, where we pray every day for 30 days when someone dies so that we could safely guide them to heaven with our prayers. And I'm going to demand that people actually pray for 35 days for my funeral because I need a couple of days to go to the edge of the world and spit on it if I'm actually dead. To be honest, I probably should have made a decently more serious video for this, but I'm genuinely gonna get disowned if I don't do good on my midterms when I go home for spring break. And so I hope none of you guys do either. So I hope none of you guys actually have to use these songs. So good luck on midterm season, Jukebox listeners.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Jukebox News Flash, where we will be recounting the top music news stories from the past week. I'm Hayden.
And I'm Joe. Sabrina Carpenter's short and sweet tour is getting longer and sweeter. The musician will return to North America for a second month-long stretch of performances following the deluxe edition of her Grammy Award-winning album. Carpenter has announced 12 new shows in Pittsburgh, New York, Nashville, Toronto, and Los Angeles this fall with special guests Olivia Dean, Raven Lenae, and Amber Mark.
Unsponsored, did you know you can get a $3 Sabrina Carpenter sip and espresso from Dunkin' after 12? Download it on the Dunkin' app today. On Monday, Grammy winner and R&B legend Roberta Flack passed away at 88. Known for the original Killing Me Softly with his song, Flack was a Lifetime Achievement Award winner and was the first artist to win 2 consecutive Records of the Year trophies in 1973 and 1974.
In other news, earlier this morning, influencer Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan Tate left Romania, where they've been held for the past several months on rape and human trafficking charges. Regarding their arrival in Florida, Governor Ron DeSantis made a statement that he had been unaware of the brothers were coming to his state and adding that Florida is not a place where you're welcome with that kind of contact.
Huh. That sounds like Ron. Latest slice of Beatles memorabilia is up for auction. Isn't like the original recordings and rare guitars that have come before. It's a piece of toast. See what I did there? Slice and toast. George Harrison's unfinished breakfast from 1963 was secured in a private sale to English collector Joseph O'Donnell, who added that framed crust to an extensive collection of Beatles and other music-related memorabilia. While the final sale price has not been released to the public, it is expected to surpass the $940,000 it was originally sold for in 1991.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money for a piece of toast.
Releases coming out tomorrow on Friday, February 28th. Blackpink member Lisa's debut solo album, Alter Ego, Gigi Perez's follow-up to the hit single, Sailor Song titled Chemistry, Crashing by David, featuring Kali Uchis and Cynthia Erivo's latest single, Replay.
Well, that's a lot of releases, and that's all for Jayhawk Jukebox this week. Thank you again for tuning in, and we'll see you next Thursday. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Jayhawk Jukebox. Catch these clips that we're doing on these shows all the time. Have a great weekend, Jayhawks.